We are group 12, and our group project is on the effects of pollution in the Boise River.
So the topic we chose to do our project on is pollution in the Boise River and how it's harming the species within the river specifically. We hope to go over why this pollution is happening and how to stop it.
So some people who are a bit invested in the pollution and kind of profit off of it include farmers and ranchers. To kind of get this perspective, I looked into the Idaho Farm Bureau Federation and looked at their policy book, which includes like being opposed to regulations on pollution from ranching and farming.
I will be responsible for the cons page, and I chose the Idaho Conservation League as one of the groups that oppose the water pollution in the Boise River. And this is a chart I found that is on the water quality index that will support my last slide.
So this is where we're going to go over our proposed plans. I have two. The first one is the Boise River Enhancement Plan. This is a community-led plan, and I found all my information on boiseriverenhancementplan.org, which is their official site. And then I also have a government plan, which is called Total Maximum Daily Load. And I found my information for this one on idahorivers.org, which is like a government page. So there are two possible plans in place right now. The first one is a community-led plan, which essentially is like a forum for like stakeholders to be able to like discuss and for them like the community to help better the pollution in the river. And then the second one is more of a government plan. This plan is to essentially limit the amount of like pollutants that people can put in the river, like each contributor. And there is no like set amount to like how much is too much pollution into the river, or at least there is a set amount. It was not published, but it essentially, that plan is to help minimize the pollutants in the river.
This is a pie chart found on the amount of pollutants in the river and the percentages of each.
And then some possible solutions we found, it kind of included a lot of the solutions that we found that were already in place. But since it's such a complex issue, you kind of need numerous solutions to kind of totally fix a problem. And that includes community involvement, kind of like the engagement program Natalie was talking about, as well as local regulations and laws. And then just finding and developing more sustainable farming and ranching practices and better ways to expand the city without polluting the Boise River.
And so this is our group breakdown. We're going to have Jillian doing the video and the interview. Margot's going to stay on top of all the Word documents. Adelaide's going to make sure everyone's on top of stuff and getting these together. And then I'm going to email the assignment. And then we're also all doing our own individual slides. We're going to divide that up. Our names are on the slides. And then we're all also going to be doing our own research. And then we will have a reference slide after this one with our references that we compile.
For our final project, we wanted to interview someone who had stakes in both sides of the argument. They had something to gain from there being pollution in the Boise River, and they also had something to gain from a reduction in pollution in the Boise River. Now, that was obviously a little hard to find, but we did find someone. Art Butts, a fish biologist at Idaho Fish and Game. Art works as a habitat and fish population conservation coordinator, in that he works to plan and execute projects meant to restore fish habitat and fish populations in Idaho. With that, obviously, he would have a lot to gain by reducing pollution in the Boise River, because that makes it a lot easier to restore fish populations in that area. However, he's also the Southwest Regional Director of hatcheries in Idaho, and hatcheries are actually a polluter in the Boise River, especially the ones in the Treasure Valley. And so he understands that to an extent it is necessary to release pollutants into the river. Otherwise, you can't have hatcheries, agriculture, things like that. And so he understands that there is kind of a balance, and we found that perspective really valuable while doing our project.